Hello everybody and welcome to this video. So, obviously, as you'll probably know, if you've been watching the channel for some amount of time, I've been working on a big socialist army for 1938, a very British Civil War, and this is what I've done so far. Not completely done yet, still got a few things to add to it, but as the project is on hold, I've got nothing else to do. I thought I'd get them all out, and honestly I'm quite shocked about how much I've actually got. Obviously, you know, when it's all on the case you don't really know how much there actually is. When it's out there on a table, it looks like quite a scary force, to be honest with you. I wouldn't want to be facing up against that if I was a fascist, but yeah, I wanted to show it to you guys on YouTube so you can see the whole thing coming together after countless numbers of updates of random units or little odds and sods here and there. Everything's just about come together now, and to be honest, I'm chuffed a bit. So, to go into it, we'll go into the kind of leadership sections. We've got the very first figures I actually painted for it, the lead Socialist League, banner bearer, and the officer there. So, there's them. Compare them to the newer guy, my probably most recent figure being the Sheffield banner. And I'd like to say there's a bit of improvement in painting there. So yeah, they're obviously leading the red flag forward, you know, in front of the units, spreading on the love of socialism and communism to the people of Britain. So that's them, just there, the leadership sections, and we've got 6 infantry sections there of various different colours and manufacturers and backgrounds. We've got the 3 kind of basic workers sections. We've got one that kind of represents the peasants in terms of like the farmers and the more rural side, the first industrial factory unit in the middle there, and the most recent factory unit. So again, there's a bit of difference in paint job there, I'd like to think, and I think they look alright. So we've got the kind of, I guess, the hammer and the sickle there, you know, the hammer of the urban proletariat and the sickle of the rural peasantry. Then the back row, we just got some kind of odds and sods, so the kind of militia, less better armed unit with some other random people in there, as well as a medic. The Russian Solidarity section, grizzled Bolsheviks from the Russian Civil War and the Revolution come over to help out their comrades in Britain, obviously bringing with them armed support. And also the Irish section as well, representing the Irish diaspora in Leeds and Sheffield, who obviously kitted themselves up in the tradition of James Connolly and are going to stick it to the British imperialists in their own homeland. So that's the kind of the wings there. I do have some minors left to paint up, but I don't know when I'll be getting them done, to be honest. And obviously that are towards the proletarian grit of the force. Over here, I guess we have the legacy section, you know, the socialist theorists. We have Connolly, Marx, Lenin and Trotsky. Obviously none of them would actually be there in the British Civil War. 3 of them were actually dead at that time, and Trotsky wasn't long off his eyes picking. But again, that's just something I enjoyed painting. Chuck into the force, a bit of an Easter egg, I guess. Behind them, we have the commissar units there to enforce the party line, with a variety of weapons and fancy uniforms, be they scary, the scary black leather, or the fancy red of the Bolsheviks at the back. And then we have the kind of support sections. We have the machine gun team, the sniper team, some SMG gunners, an artillery, a unit, and a mortar, and as well as this little mobile thing there. So that's the kind of the backup for the force, which of course does need expanding, but again, future project. Getting into the armour, we have the ramshackle steam truck with the big 6-pounder strapped onto the back with some revolutionary propaganda put onto the sides to inspire the working masses in their fight against imperialism. We also have an armoured car, they shall not pass, and down with Mosley on the other side. Then of course, to go along with the Bolsheviks, they've brought along their armour. Comrade Stalin has brought along his a T-28, the BT-7 and the T-26 to support the proletariat of Britain in overthrowing the capitalists and breaking their chains. And therefore, to establish a new Soviet order, of course you need some Soviet armour. You know, the tankies have got to be appeased somehow. And then in the end, you just have a little militia truck, you know. Keep it simple, keep it generic as well for any other army, but that's there as well. Of course, the people of Britain do have a brain of their own. They can come up with their own crafty armoured cars. They don't have to fully rely on the Soviet might. Anyway, that is the Socialist Army. I'll put up some pictures at the end, put on some inspiring music. I hope you enjoyed it. It's been an absolute blast to do this army. It'll be an absolute blast to carry on with it in the future. But I just wanted to give you this update of what's actually going on. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you in the next one.